rep members from APC in support of Voicetv. What do you expect?
Nigerians, number one, before they expect anything, as government, as people, as the governed, everybody should go back to basics and go back to God and ask that God deliver the land. Because in the book of Chronicles, the Bible says that if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and seek my face and pray, I will answer them and I will heal the land. Without God intervening in any situation, it will be worse. So what Nigerians should expect, if they expect good, they should go back to God. If they don't know the issue that no nation can triumph, no nation can move forward without God, then that will be our own general problem. So Nigerians should expect better if we go back to God. And of course, the Constitution, if you watch the oath of office, it's very clear that you shall do according to all what the office stipulates that you should do. There should be no personal motive, there should be no personal interest, you understand what I'm saying? And so even if we look at the oaths that have been taken today, and people follow it, even as people from National Assembly, when we take our own oath, and we do that, Nigeria will be better for it. The only problem we have is that we have continued to disobey or to dishonor the oath of office that we have sworn to.
Okay, you're a ranking member of the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
You might be the next Speaker of the House of Representatives.
By God's grace,
and
amen.
we're hoping you might be the first female Speaker.
Second.
The second, okay. Yes, the second female Speaker of the House of Representatives. In terms of from the Parliament, what should we expect?
Number one, the Parliament should expect, number one, for Nigerians, I want to disabuse their mind, that no member of the Parliament in the 9th Assembly, no, I say no, will work against the government, because the Constitution is very clear. We are working for the progress of the country. And so, having said that, so the Parliament, 9th Assembly will partner with the executive, of course partner with the judiciary, because there are distinct jobs for all of us to do. And one arm cannot do it effectively without the other arm. But next Assembly will, if I might Speaker, I will strengthen oversight. You can't give in oversight for any reason, because once you do that, then your existence or the work of the Parliament have been eroded. So nobody should look at anybody that will come and then will ignore the issue of oversight. And of course, National Assembly, the next National Assembly will focus on giving dividends to the people by enhancing all the laws and all the amendment that is going on and will still go on. Because you know that in the 8th Assembly, we passed so many laws, but some laws didn't get the assent of President. And so I work judiciously to make sure that those laws, if there are certain items that need to be expunged, and then so we should do that and then get it back. Because I believe that all the laws that we have passed in the 8th Assembly, we did that for the best interest of the Nigerian people. And all those outstanding laws, including the electoral reform, we are going to make sure that it's done judiciously and on time. We wouldn't wait until election year to start talking about the electoral reform. I think the first 1 year, issues of electoral reform would have been a thing of the past. The president withdrew the assent before, and I believe that now that the bill is returned, that having had the experience of 2019 election, we should put all those things into consideration and make sure that we pass the new electoral reform that's going to come on time, so that people do not say they will not be able to implement. So if you need equipment, if you need whatever, then you will be able to do that before 2023 general election. And having said that, you also know that there are some projects that the government have embarked on. And so the way to go is for the executive to collaborate with the Parliament ab initio before even bringing their budget. Because the President keeps making this allusion that the Parliament delays budget. Like in this 2018, he presented the budget by December and everybody was on campaign. Remember that members of National Assembly, we are also following the President and we are going to campaign in their constituencies, because without us working and campaigning with people, you understand, maybe we wouldn't have won. And so that also accounted for the delay in budget. But this is May, I'll pass it in April. If you say it's 4 months, not 8 months as they are saying that we held the budget for 8 months. And then number 2 item that must be considered by legislature and the executive is the issue of bringing the budget on time. Do not wait. That's why we have MTEF, medium-term expenditure framework, where some projects will last for like 3 years, 2 years, and so forth. So I believe that the next assembly should be working towards collaborating with the executive so that they will be part of these projects or these budgets that they bring to Parliament. Because, for instance, we are representing 360 constituencies and we travel often, and during our oversight we have some input or we have some observations to make. And so if they bring their proposals and those observations and issues that we knew that are supposed to be in those budgets and they are not there, what do? We are representing our constituents and we know where it's spending them. That's sometimes where we make input to add those projects. And when we add those projects, the executive frowns at it. So the way to solve it is to start from day one, to collaborate with Parliament, to talk on those issues that is very prime to the nation. And once you do that, we'll be on the same page. There's nothing saying that you cannot bring your budget today, 29th May, and then we'll pass it by 29th June, because we would have already been aware of what is inside the budget, and it will not be no surprises, because if we are working for the country, everybody should know what is the need of this country. Everybody should know, from the executive, from the Parliament, what we should do to move the country forward. And so I believe that that particular one is the area that the Parliament and the executive should sit down before any issue will arise. Because I believe that if I'm working for the country and the executive is working for the country, there won't be any friction.